Good afternoon. It's tea time, number 58. Before we steep our tea and have the opportunity to express ourselves via a certain flavor, we must first boil some fresh, cold tap water. As our water heats up, let's take a look at this afternoon's tea. This afternoon's tea is appropriately called English Afternoon by Twinings. It is a 100% pure black tea, and there are 20 tea bags to the box. Let's read this tea's description. There is no custom more exemplary of the English tea-drinking tradition than the ritual of savoring tea and biscuits in the afternoon. What started in the 17th century as a much-needed refreshment between breakfast and dinner, afternoon tea is now an important fixture in British life. Our English afternoon tea combines carefully selected Keeman tea from the Anhui province in China with Ceylon tea from Sri Lanka. Keeman teas are light to medium-bodied, smooth, and slightly sweet in taste. Ceylon teas are bright in color, crisp, and refreshing. Blended together, these two varieties provide a modern twist to a storied tea that is perfect as an afternoon pick-me-up or whenever you need a little lift. This tea's recommended steep time is 3 minutes. We have our boiling water here. Let me unwrap this box and we shall steep our tea. And let's wait the recommended 3 minutes. Our recommended 3 minutes is just about up. Let's try this tea. Wow, so there is a smoothness to this tea. It's certainly defined, but it's super light for a black tea, for a tea that I was expecting to be a little bit more heavy. Definitely similarities to classic English breakfast teas. Makes me want to try Twinings' version, but off the first initial sips, certainly enjoying this tea. This tea has almost no bitterness and isn't harsh. I'm very impressed by its balance, and it just has this really awesome color. It's almost the color of the box, like a purplish. It has green tints to it. Just cool, clear, defined, smooth. So I've had this I've had Ceylon in India by Harney & Sons, which this tea does remind me of. I think I remember talking about that tea is relatively boring and maybe slightly behind those classic PG tips, Yorkshire. But I think this tea's blend is it's very well described and it's accurate. I think the only thing I'm really lacking, I don't really know much about Keeman teas, and I don't know about their sweet aspects, because I don't really taste any sweetness in this tea. But interestingly, there may be some sweetness that is helping to wave subtly off the bitter aftertastes of classic English dark black teas. So, a very interesting tea. It is a little bit boring, but I guess I'm not expecting like the most complexity in a black tea, although I think this tea could be pushing the depths of its dark, rich fermentedness a little bit more. Yeah, I can't say too many more great things about this tea. I think it is great. It could be more complex, and I do think that, if you're gonna call a tea refreshing, it really has to be refreshing. I wouldn't characterize this tea as refreshing. It's too deep. It's too dark. Its smoothness is definitely helps make the tea lighter, but I think they would have to either pull back on the amount of teas that they're adding, or maybe make the tea slightly less fermented, or change the blend if they wanted this tea to be more refreshing. 8.0. This tea just makes it for me in the 8s. This tea is smooth, it's tasty, it's simple, and it's just well fermented. So, well done, Twinings. I look forward to trying these Ceylon teas and these English breakfast teas by your company. And with that, that's a review. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for checking in. And as always, cheers.